And this game has come to an end. The final score in Philadelphia, the Eagles 22 and the Packers 10.
I mean, anytime you aren't holding that Super Bowl trophy up and having that be the end of your season, it's tough and it's disappointing. I think we're a really good team, and I think, like I said before, there's a lot of things that we kind of just hurt ourselves in a lot of areas. So it sucks right now, but we'll be back. We'll find ways to get better and attack this offseason.
Hello and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, presented by Software One. Larry McCarren, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, the loss to the Eagles ends the season. What did you take away from it?
Well, you're kind of gutted right now, going out there against a really good football team and just not playing to the level that you expect to play at. Having 4 turnovers in a game of that magnitude, it's not going to get it done.
Matt, despite the warts, self-inflicted or otherwise, it's a 6-point game with a quarter to play. What did that say?
Yeah, I said our defense played really well to allow us to hang into that game into the fourth quarter, and then they go on a 7.5-minute drive and get 3 points and make it a 2-possession game, and we obviously didn't respond, not converting there on the 4th down.
Matt, when you evaluate things moving forward, does the Eagle game carry more weight because it's a playoff game?
I think it carries a lot of weight because it's a premier team, and in order to beat the premier teams, you got to play at your best. So we certainly will look at everything, the totality of the season, and try to make the necessary adjustments so that hopefully when we're in that situation next year, that we can have a different result.
Matt, this year didn't get hot at the end. Weren't playing your best football at the end. What do you think happened?
Well, if I knew that answer, Larry, I think we'd still be playing right now. No, it was unfortunate. I think, you got to give Philly a lot of credit. I mean, that's a good football team. Statistically, the best defense in the league. Like I said, I thought defensively we played really well. Had some major mistakes on special teams. And I think that just goes to show you need all 3 phases playing at their best, especially when you're playing a premier team like that in order to have a different result.
Jordan Love was great at times, at other times not so great. What are your expectations for Jordan moving forward?
Well, I think it's about the collective unit. I think everybody has to be better, from our offensive line, our receivers, tight ends, myself, because it's the ultimate team sport. And if we expect him to go play his best, everybody around him has got to play better.
You ran the ball well this season. You ran it a lot. In fact, I've seen it postulated you ran it too much. Is that possible when it was so productive?
Yeah, it's interesting to see people's takes on everything. At the end of the day, you just got to win and find ways to win, and that makes people happy.
Defensively, 5th in yardage, 6th in points allowed. I would think you're very pleased with year 1 under Jeff Hafley.
Yeah, Haf came in and did a great job, and it wasn't just him, the collective unit, all our guys, and our players buying into what we're doing defensively. Different scheme, but I thought, yeah, by and large, our defense performed pretty well, and we got better as the year progressed.
Now, Matt, I didn't do the math, but I read it. But year over year, you were better in record, points allowed, yards per play allowed, takeaways, turnover differential, and point differential. Did you feel like you improved as a football team?
Absolutely. I know we're a better football team than we were a year ago, and that's the disappointing part is, getting bounced in the first round. But I think it just goes to show you how important winning your division is, so you get a home playoff game, and it kind of tilts the field in your favor.
Part of the end of the season process are exit interviews. What are you taking away from those?
You get a lot. It gives people an opportunity to kind of tell you where they think they can improve and where we can improve collectively.
Whenever or however a season ends, there's a finality to it. It just comes to a screeching halt. It takes some getting used to, doesn't it?
It sure does. You feel a little lost for a while because you're so into that routine of evaluating your past performance and just moving on to the next game. And when you don't have something to look forward to, you feel a little lost.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Pro Bowl defensive end Rashan Gary. Don't go away.
It's a wonderful honor, having the coaches, the players, and, the fans see my value, see my hard work. Do you want to be average? Do you want to be great? I want to be great. Pro Bowler, yeah, that's a good step, but the next step is to be All-Pro.
He's hit and sacked! Rashan Gary!
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bell & Health, and by Johnsonville. The Green Bay Packers are heading to the Pro Bowl.
Back to throw, lost it over the middle, intercepted! Intercepted by the Packers, coming back the other way. X marks the spot of the deep secondary of the Packers.
Watch Josh Jacobs in this move. Inside the 20, the 10, to the end zone, touchdown. His second today, takes it in from 38 yards out.
Here's the snap to Caleb Williams. Rushes on again. Williams in goal again! And he sacked Rashan Gary!
Definitely brought his lunch pail. He is playing at a different speed right now.
Having guys like that, see their hard work and see the accolades like this, you don't be surprised.
I definitely think it's a team reward. I think it's a big credit to the coaches that we have.
It's good to be able to see that, the work that was put in this year, people recognize.
Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Brew Pub. Lots of matzo pizza. Rashan, if you would, give me a scouting report on Rashan Gary.
Well, he's a high-effort guy.
And he sacked!
He's going to play hard. He's going to play a full 60 minutes.
Rashan Gary!
He's going to cause some havoc, and he will break the game. I'm on a lot of offensive coordinators' minds.
Rashan, this season you made your first Pro Bowl. What did that mean to you?
It's a wonderful honor, having the coaches, the players, and, the fans see, my value, see my hard work, and that just shows that, I'm right on the trajectory where I want to become. So Pro Bowler, yeah, that's a good step, but the next step is to be All-Pro.
He's hit, and he's going to be sacked by Rashan Gary!
Now, I've been watching you since the day you came in here, and football-wise, you're a workaholic. Where does that come from? Were you always that way, or did you develop that?
Man, I developed it, but I feel like it came from my mom, man. It came from my mom, just seeing how she worked, 3-4 jobs, raising myself and my sister. And then just when I fell in love with football and just her pushing me like, do you want to be average? Do you want to be great? I want to be great. Okay, so you want to be great, these are things that we got to do. And once I started taking those steps and as I started falling in love, I started taking over. And now, my mom not waking me up to go to work. I'm waking her up. Okay, I can't be late. I got to be an hour before, I got to be an hour early. Things like that, and that just created a habit. So my mom created the dog in me.
Work on me, work on 3, 1, 2, 3, work!
Rashan, you guys finished the regular season 5th in yards allowed, 6th in points allowed. Clearly, the transition to Jeff Hafley's defense went well. How did you feel about it?
Man, it was great. First off, it was just the energy that, brought into the building. First off, speaking turnovers and holding our standard. And that's something that we spoke on all year, and that's something that we challenged and pushed ourselves to do all year. And, throughout the whole entire year, he's just seen us being more comfortable, communicating more, and playing faster. And that was just year 1. Can't wait to year 2.
What are you looking forward to doing in the off season?
Man, working. It doesn't stop, man. Finishing year 6, going into year 7, even hungrier than before. I feel like I'm in a window of time. Me being a Packer, like I said, finishing my 6th year, I've been in the playoffs 5 times. It's going to happen. The ring is right there, and I'm seeing it, I'm dreaming it, I'm feeling it. So I got to do whatever I can to get us over the hump. I'm not doing enough. It's something that, you know, I got to continue to pick the lock. So I'm not done yet. So that's my excitement, man. Just find a way to get us over that hump.
Go ahead and have a seat. We're going to have you hold the mic and sit in the chair, and I'll give you a quick rundown on what we're doing here.
Okay. Check out, Total Packers with Matt LaFleur.
Of Matt LaFleur. With.
Hold this up too.
Okay.
My name is okay.
Hey, I'm Kenny Clark.
I'm Josh Jacobs.
Hey, it's Elton Jenkins here.
I am tapping in with Total Packers Television with Matt LaFleur.
And you're watching Total Packers with Matt LaFleur.
So,
welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health. During the radio broadcast, I said a half-dozen Eagles had a shot at Josh Jacobs on what turned out to be his 31-yard run. I was wrong. It was 7 Eagles. Here's Josh, and the fun starts right away. Jalen Carter gets a hand on him. Not gonna be enough. And Josh is by him. And if you'd like, you can count along with me. He's number 1. Then it's Nolan Smith coming in from the edge, and all he can do is grab at grass. He is number 2. Then from the other side, it's Reed Blankenship. He tries the arm tackle. Not gonna work. And he is number 3. Then it's Oren Burks, the former Packer, going for a ride over. And he is number 4. Cooper DeJean downfield, he just flat out gets run over. He is number 5. Then CJ Gardner-Johnson tries to rip the ball out. Instead, he becomes victim number 6. And then finally, Quinion Mitchell gets Josh on the ground just short of the goal line. He is number 7. The best defense in all of football, and it took 7 of them to get Josh Jacobs on the ground.
I told him before the game, man, you don't feel like you got it, follow me. I'm gonna lead the way. I'm gonna give it what I have. And, try to do that today. Like I said, against big teams, against good teams, can't make that as many mistakes. Costly penalties, whatever, frustration, flags, whatever. Like, just can't happen.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Software One, redefining how companies build, buy, and manage everything in the cloud. The home of the 2025 NFL Draft is right here in Green Bay, April 24th through the 26th. Visit greenbay.com/draft25 for more information. Welcome back. And Matt, I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about players who exceeded expectations. And I want to start with Tucker Kraft. Personally, I was surprised he didn't get Pro Bowl mention. I thought he had a heck of a year.
Yeah, he did a great job, and I love his play style, the physicality he plays the game with. He puts a lot of time and energy into his craft, ironically enough, and yeah, so he did a great year.
While we're in the neighborhood, Matt, Luke Musgrave, ankle surgery during the season, but he comes back. Now, he has still got an intriguing tool set, doesn't he?
He sure does. He's got an elite trait. His speed is unmatched. You don't find too many guys that big that are that fast. And we got to do a better job of trying to get incorporating really both those guys into our passing attack as well as our run game.
Rasheed Walker, man in the hot corner for the second year in a row. You don't get many left tackles in the 7th round.
Yeah, he's been a great addition, and I think his best football is in front of him. He's got to continue to work on his craft and get a little bit more consistent, but I thought all in all he performed well.
Gotta mention Edgerrin Cooper in this segment. I mean, he's a 2nd-round draft choice. You expect him to be a good player, but at times that guy tilted the field.
He certainly does, and I think he's another guy that's going to continue to learn, grow, develop, and get better and better and better. And we can use him in a variety of different ways because he's so good in coverage. He can rush the quarterback, and he just has a nose for the football.
Another guy on the defensive side I want to talk about is Evan Williams. It's not often you find a starting safety in the 4th round who just totally gets it in a football sense.
He sure does. It comes easy to him. He's a very intelligent player, very instinctive player, and his skill set allows us to move X around a little bit more. He was a great pickup.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away.
Couldn't be more pleased with what this Giving Day has become. This connection and this community initiative has really been just a great event that I've been involved with. The Packers, we have a special relationship with our community. We're community owned, and that's really at our core. And it goes back, more than 100 years now, and we really take our mission to be a good community partner very seriously. The nice thing about this day and Give Big Green Bay really highlights the great work that all of you and all the different organizations that you're doing. It's really inspiring. We would not be here were it not for the support of the community over the 100 years. So for us to give back is really crucial. These organizations capture that same type of spirit, and we're really proud to amplify and make sure that people are aware of all the great things that you're doing in the community. Thanks again.
The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers Local 139. Welcome back. Time for the last word of the season. And Matt, this team will never quite be the same. It always changes. What will you remember most about the 2024 Green Bay Packers?
Well, I think just being fresh off a loss, you remember that feeling. And I think if we learn from it and channel that energy, we have a chance to move forward. And certainly every year is different in this league. Nothing's guaranteed. But I like our nucleus of our team. I think we've gone through a lot, learned a lot along the way, and it was a little frustrating not playing our best down the stretch. And I think that'll leave everybody hungry going into next season.
Matt, this show ends our 6th season of doing the show, and every year I've asked you, have you ever seen it? And every year you hurt my feelings and say no. So my question this year, to avoid hurt feelings, is has anybody in the LaFleur family ever seen the show? I'm talking wife, kids, folks, they're in town. Everybody qualifies. Has anybody in your family seen the show?
That's a great question for them, Larry. I can't answer it, though.
Possibly a moral victory. Matt, thank you. Have a great off season.
Thanks, Larry.
And thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.